Yo, what is good, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Drew, and we got another special EA Sports NCAA college football video for you guys today. So recently on the channel, we've been talking about some fun players that we are expecting to be able to use in this year's upcoming game. And this episode is going to focus on the running back position. Now, the running back position is a really special group as there are tons of talent all over the entire nation. Now, I'm going to be making this list based on who I think is going to be most fun, who I think would be fun to use in a rebuild, and who I just think is the best overall pick at running back. So you can use these players in any mode, whether it's Ultimate Team, Dynasty, or even just a quick play now mode. But on this list, this is going to be my personal favorites to use in this year's upcoming game. I'm sure I'm missing a lot, and I want to give an honorable mention to Donovan Edwards, as I know he's a cover athlete, but I wanted to try and get some other names on here, and I also didn't want to go with the previous national champions. But without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right into it. First up on the list, we have Texas Tech star running back Taj Brooks. Now, Taj Brooks is going to be one of the more traditional running backs as he is more of a ground and pound type style. He's not somebody who's going to be excellent at making pass catches or even blocking for that matter, but he is a guy who is going to use his body to the maximum ability. Now, he's a big, strong running back who loves to use his body to fight for extra yards, but he also has underrated vision and patience as a running back. So he kind of reminds me, if you guys know, the Houston Texans running back Dameon Pierce. Now, with his excellent vision, once he sees a hole, this man can get going in a hurry and break defenders down in the second level. Although he's not the fastest guy on the field, he knows how to get it done, and he also has great strength and acceleration to make it up for it. Now, like I said earlier, he's not going to be the top guy on this list, but he definitely would be fun to use in a Texas Tech rebuild. Next up on the list, we have one of my personal favorites on the list, RJ Harvey out of UCF. Now, there's a couple reasons for this, but the main reason is because I really am fond of UCF's team. They have a great quarterback who we talked about in our quarterbacks video, so if you haven't checked that out, make sure that you guys go check that out. Now, RJ Harvey was one of the better running backs in college football last year after averaging 6.3 yards per carry and had over 1,400 rushing yards on the year with a total of 16 touchdowns. He kind of, in a way, reminds me of a faster Antonio Gibson. He's not super fast side to side, but when he hits the hole, he's hard to catch. And honestly, he's just a strong, powerful runner. Like you've seen in some of these clips, once he finds the hole, he is gone every single time. Now, he might need some help out of the passing game, but he definitely is a really underrated running back to use in this year's game. Next up on the list, we have Cal's star running back, Jaden Allen. Now, Jaden Allen might be one of the most electric players on this list, as he finished as the team's highest graded player and racked up touchdowns, yards after catch, and forced mixed tackles all season long for the Cal Bears. Now, Ott is good on the ground, but he may be even more dynamic as a receiver. He loves to play out wide and catch passes, as he racked up 312 receiving yards last year. He also finished top 5 in receptions amongst running backs in college football. Ott has that straight line speed to outrun angles, and his flexibility allows him to turn the corner on the perimeter and stay up the sideline every single time. He is really good if you use him on sweeps, and honestly, this player would be super dangerous if you were somebody that loves to run the option. My NFL comparison for this player is a Tony Pollard, so he's going to have a good team, and Cal's not the greatest, but with his skill set as receiver and a running back, he's going to be a dynamic player for sure. Next up on the list, we got Oklahoma State star running back Ollie Gordon. Now, I know some of you are probably going to be like, how is Ollie Gordon this high up on the list? He should be number 1, but as you guys know, we are not ranking them based on who's the best. We're just ranking them in any order given. So Ollie Gordon, in my opinion, and a lot of people around the nation, is the best college football running back that we have this year. Now, he's not only good at running the ball, he is also a great pass catcher as well, like we talked about Jaden Allen. He loves to use the screen plays, and he also loves jet sweeps as well. He's not afraid to do both catching and running the ball. That's what makes him such a dynamic player and makes his way onto this list. Now, he has excellent speed and he is capable of running out of the traditional setup, whether it's behind the quarterback or in the shotgun. So he's going to be a very dynamic player and you can use him anywhere you want. He has great ability, he has great elusiveness, and he's going to be one of the top running backs to use this year for many reasons. Next up on the list, I had to put these two together. We got Trayon Henderson and Quentin Judkins. Now, honestly, when you look at this group of running backs, I don't know a defense that can stop them. You got the best 1-2 punch you could possibly ask for with Judkins and Henderson. Now, Judkins is more of your difficult, kind of hard to bring down in one-on-one space, and he's going to be able to break those big plays. But don't get me wrong, Henderson could do that as well, as honestly a lot of people think Henderson's a little bit faster. Now, he's equally as dangerous in the catch and run situations as he has the ability to take the top off the defense. Judkins also runs with violence and he's capable of thrashing through tacklers, and he has great balance as well, which he should have a high rating in the game. Now, when you look at Trayon, he kind of reminds me of a Breece Hall. He has great vision and he has the ability to make defenders miss, and honestly, he's an explosive play waiting to happen every single time. But not only is he good at running the ball, he is also a threat to catch the ball as well. The only problem with these two is you're going to have a bit of trouble figuring out who you want to start, but I would expect both of these running backs to be in the high 90s, and they are going to have great skill across the board. Next up on the list, we got Oregon State's running back, Damen Martinez. Now, he's probably going to be one of the more underrated players on this list and probably somebody that you guys don't know a lot about. But let's just say this man is a ball of dynamite and can do everything on the field. As you guys have seen, you'll see him run out of the backfield, and he's also a great pass catcher. But one thing about him is he is a bit of a bigger running back out of all the ones on this list. He's not the fastest guy you'll see, as he runs a 4.55 in the 40, but once he hits a lane, man, this dude is gone and he is making a touchdown call every single time. Now, with his size, he is able to run defenders over, and he can make the yards after contact a big factor for your team. Now, he honestly kind of reminds me of Minnesota running back Alexander Madison, as he doesn't do anything exceptionally well, but he's just an overall solid running back on the list. Now, also with Oregon State, they would be a fun team to use, and having this running back on your team would make it even more enjoyable for your season. Next up on the list, we have Kansas's star running back, Devon Neil. Now, in my opinion, Devon Neil is going to be one of my favorites on this list, but not necessarily because of him, but because of the team he is on. He plays with standout quarterback Jaden Daniels, and when you have an elite QB that can move the ball, that only accelerates your run game. And this is where Neil will be an X factor for your team. He's a natural pass catcher with great vision and amazing athleticism. And when you put him together with Daniels and possibly the factor of running the read option, this is going to be something that is going to absolutely kill defenses all night long. Now, we love Neil because he is a spark field out of the backfield. As you see in some of these clips, he really loves catching the ball out of the backfield, and he's not afraid to take a little contact. Overall, Devon Neil offers a lot of excitement, a lot of flash, and a lot of power for your running game. Now, Kansas is going to be one of the best teams to use in this year's game, and Devon Neil is one of the major reasons why, as he is one of the best running backs in the nation. Next up on the list, we have Boise State's running back, Ashton Jenty. Now, Ashton Jenty is a big play waiting to happen, as he has great speed with the ability to make defenders miss, and he also isn't afraid to put his body on the line for a few hurdles here and there. Now, his running style is going to be something that makes a lot of users enjoy using him in NCAA 25, as he can make big plays and he can also get the chains moving. Now, he has a great combination of speed and power, which makes him difficult for defenders to bring him down. He kind of, in a way, reminds me of a younger Kareem Hunt with the way that he runs and the way that he bowls defenders over. Now, he also loves making catches out of the backfield, and you can also use him at receiver as well. He's honestly kind of like a pit bull running back. He just doesn't go down without a fight, and he's going to do everything in his power to make sure that he can do what he can for your team. Now, expect him in the game to have very high agility and high break tackle. This is something that's going to make him have a lot of yards after contact, and he's also going to have a lot of touchdowns once you get towards the goal line. Overall, Ashton Jenty is a great player to use as the running back player in NCAA 25. Last up on the list, we have North Carolina's star running back, Amaran Hampton. Now, Hampton might be the best overall running back on this list besides Ollie Gordon, but he has a lot of things that will make a huge impact on your dynasty teams. He has great vision, so if you have great blocking, he's going to find a hole every single time. He's going to be somebody that can use the cutback and juke moves to find that extra lane and make a small run into a big run. Now, he runs with great strength, which allows him to power through defenders, so expect his balance and strength to be one of his highest ratings in the game. He has excellent contact and never goes down after first hit. Now, he is somebody who's going to accelerate on the field, but he might not have the initial burst speed that you see in some of these other running backs. Though his speed isn't the best on the list, he still is a factor to break a big run every single play. He has great footwork, and he makes navigating through holes and his cuts even more simpler for you as a player. Now, he needs work in the receiving category as he's probably the worst receiving back on this list, so you might need to work on him as he might not be an every down back. But overall, Amaran Hampton is a great running back to use in the game, and he kind of reminds me of a Chuba Hubbard with just not as good of receiving skills. But overall, Amaran Hampton is a great overall running back to use in this year's game. That is going to do it for today's video, man. I hope that you guys enjoyed. I hope that you guys are excited to try out some of these running backs this year. And running backs is a position that's so hard to wind down. There's so many great running backs, and you never know what can happen. Injuries can happen. Even just better players come out. We just don't know yet. But overall, this is my personal opinion on who I am most excited to use in NCAA 25. I'm sure I missed a couple guys, so let me know in the comments who you guys are excited to use. As always, I like to try some people out as well, so let me know in the comments anybody that you guys would like to see me try as well. But that's going to do it for today's video. I hope that you guys liked the video. Make sure that you all like and subscribe, and we'll catch you in the next NCAA 25 video.